It's been 6 years since the last Deadpool movie, which is pretty crazy to think about, but here we are with Deadpool and Wolverine. Does it deliver? Absolutely it does, my god. What's up guys, welcome to Superwise, I'm John, and yes, Deadpool and Wolverine is finally out and I have ascended as I knew I would. It's everything I wanted out of the film. As a lifelong Marvel and X-Men fan, it delivered like crazy. The movie has it all: heart, great comedy, insane action. At the end of the day, that's exactly how I describe the film in one word: insane. Let's start off with the directing. Shawn Levy has sauce for days. The style and energy of this movie is kinetic as hell, exactly what you want out of a Deadpool movie. People were worried about the R rating. I wasn't, because I knew that it had to be rated R and they wouldn't change that, they wouldn't mess with that, and it truly is rated R here. If this is what rated R MCU looks like, I want more of it. It's immediately apparent as the opening set piece with Wade in the forest plays out. Deadpool just dancing to Bye 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 and slaughtering TVA agents with Logan's dead corpse is pure insanity and chaos, and I adore it. It's just so goofy and fun. I was literally just sitting there in disbelief of what I was watching, but I loved it so much. It is without a doubt one of my favorite MCU or even Marvel set pieces yet. The fight in the car was great. I love Grease, so I was eating that up. That one-take fight sequence with Deadpool and Wolverine fighting off the Deadpool core was absolutely glorious. This sequence and all of them really just left my jaw on the floor. They were all great. They all left me in awe. Shawn Levy definitely cooked like he's never cooked before. But speaking of the Deadpool core set piece, of course I've been waiting literal decades for Hugh to don the iconic cowl, and it looked perfect. I know it leaked beforehand. I didn't see a single screenshot, so me seeing it in the movie was me actually seeing it for the first time. It is perfect. Hugh was already Wolverine to me, but him with the mask, perfection. He's solidified as Wolverine. What a rewarding moment. It's something I'll never forget. Now on to the story, because when watching the first few minutes of this movie, it really sunk in that Deadpool is joining the MCU. It's a crazy notion if you sit down and think about it. The writers had a ball playing in the MCU sandbox, and it made for some hilarious meta moments and fun references. Deadpool breaking the fourth wall, breaking the camera, saying "Suck it, Fox, I'm going to Disneyland." I mean, wow, insane. I mean, I was kind of in awe when Deadpool acknowledged that the multiverse saga hasn't been hitting as well as it should. And then Nicepool was like, I think it's been steadily great since Endgame. It was a whole great bit. The fact that Kevin Feige can laugh at himself and he can allow this to happen, it's so good. It was surreal and so cool seeing Wade enter the TVA, get a new brighter suit, talk to Happy Hogan, and more. It was all great. Wade wanting to be a somebody and become an Avenger made for a good arc, and then you have Wolverine. Logan was a beautiful send-off, and while they have a few jokes about it, they respect and honor him as the iconic hero he was. Instead, we follow an entirely new Wolverine with a new arc of his own. Him failing the X-Men, him believing he's failed Charles, and him going on his redemption arc was written very well. And it goes without saying that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman have the most incredible bromance and chemistry. They were made to be in a movie together. Us fans have been waiting for this forever, and they did not disappoint. The rivalry, the banter, the eventual friendship, it was all handled so well. They are a powerful team, and that was certainly made clear with that final shot with them holding hands and Hugh's shirt is off. It's actually insane. But with Madonna playing, what an epic scene. But the obvious elephant in the room are the cameos, and I made sure I did everything in my power to avoid being spoiled. I didn't get a single one, and wow, I erupted when they appeared. My theater erupted. We were loud because the cameos were so cool. Actual short comic book Wolverine was so hilarious. It was such a surprise. I was rolling, I was dying. It was so good. And it tells you when they reboot Wolverine in the MCU, he's not going to be that short, because it's not going to be taken seriously by the general audience. But for a joke gag like this, perfect. Henry Cavill's Wolverine is something we reported previously on the channel. I kind of knew it was coming, but even still, I was surprised, and it was handled so well with Deadpool making that DC jab. I mean, of course topical with him not being Superman anymore. He had like 15 seconds, and still, I thought he played the role quite well for that little bit of time he had. Him pulling out the claws, I mean, what a fun cameo. One of my favorites for sure. Chris Evans as Human Torch was so great. He played that role like he never left it, and it was such a treat to see the misdirect with Deadpool thinking he was Captain America and then flame on. It was executed beautifully. And that post-credit scene was truly the cherry on top. But the main four was insane. Wesley Snipes' Blade was truly a surprise. Those who know about the problematic history he had on set, but any differences they had were put aside for the fans. What a wonderful surprise. The theater lost it, I lost it. It was great to see him back. Channing Tatum finally plays Gambit, and I really liked him in this role. I always wanted to see him in this role and see him get his solo film, but he never got it. He was bummed, I was bummed, but now is his time, and I thought he did quite well in the role. The joke about the dialect coach had me rolling. It was so good, and the door is now left open for him to return down the line so he can play some more Gambit. So I'm excited. I'm happy with this. It was great to see Laura return and help push this new Wolverine towards his redemption arc. And that shot of them all getting out of the car, that is a shot for the ages. How epic is that? How badass is that? I loved it. Then finally the ending. I was actually low-key surprised that it didn't end with Deadpool actually living in the mainline MCU. No, he just goes back to his Fox universe. He's obviously gonna be in the next Avengers film, so how that happens and how he shifts from this universe to that universe, again, we're gonna see. But I'm intrigued. I don't have many complaints regarding this film as of now, but the one thing I guess I can say is that Cassandra Nova, while Emma Corrin was really good in the role, it left a little bit to be desired. Not a great villain, but serviceable for the story. This really is the Fox version of No Way Home, and the Fox franchise of X-Men films means a lot to me. I mean, the three movies that influenced me and changed me as a kid were Superman, Spider-Man, and X-Men. I watched these films religiously and I grew up with them and I was there for the end, and now we're revisiting them and they handled it in a very nice way. No Way Home pulled its story off, and I'm happy to say that Deadpool and Wolverine does the same. It is one of the best MCU movies, whether it be top 15 or top 10, it's in there. It's incredibly fun, comic booky, by far the best Deadpool movie yet. I mean, what an experience. The pairing of Marvel Studios and Deadpool is really fantastic. I mean, it feels just like Deadpool 1 and 2, except with the Marvel Studios budget. You get in the best of both worlds. Deadpool in the MCU is where he's meant to be, and I'm glad he's here. I cannot wait to rewatch this film. Tell me in the comments down below, what did you think about Deadpool and Wolverine? Please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. That'll be all for me. Remember my catchphrase, guys. Stay super wise.